Next, we're going to recognize our State Statesman Award recipient tonight, and to present that award from Oregon, Larry Jacobs and Vic Coggins.
Thank you, Greg. It's certainly a real pleasure and an honor for me to be able to present Francis Kassir this State Statesman Award. I've known Francis for probably close to 20 years and have had the opportunity to work with her in a small way on some of the capture work. I've gotten to help her pick up some of the sick and dying lambs in Hell's Canyon to try and get them to the lab for testing to see what was going on, and some of the capture for test and cull and stuff. But really, the folks that have helped the most, I think, and done a lot of work for Francis are the biologists that are out in the field and stuff. And we've asked a longtime biologist, probably one of the longest, to come up here and say a few words. And this is Vic Coggins. And Vic was the district biologist in the Northeast Oregon area for when Francis came onto the job. So Vic, if you can say a few words about Francis, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'd be glad to. I thought I'd go back maybe to when Francis first started working on sheep, and it was during the big die-off in Hell's Canyon, and my information was about it was early December 1995 when we were trying to capture and remove all of the bighorns between Asotin, Washington, and the mouth of the Grand Ronde. It was kind of an experiment that flopped, but of trying to get ahead of the disease. But anyway, Francis showed up. I think about her first day was December 12th, 1995, and we had caught the last of the Asotin sheep with the helicopters and the Kiwis. And I think she ended up taking some of those last ones to the Wildlife Health Lab in Caldwell. And then we kind of split up and started flying on weekly flights to monitor the progress of the disease. And I found this in my journal, January 20th, 1996. And that was the first time I think I'd ever flown with Francis, and it might have been the first time she'd ever flown on a survey flight. I'm not sure about that. But anyway, we took a little light 6.6-hour flight, survey flight in Lower Hell's Canyon. Ended up having to shoot a sick little ram, which I always felt bad about, pick up a dead ewe, and so that was her start. And we would later work with Washington, the Idaho Bios, and Forest Service, BLM, and the tribes on sheep problems in Hell's Canyon. But I spent a huge amount of time on the Snake River. She was a boat pilot. Some of you guys probably don't know that either. But anyway, she was pretty good with the jet boat, even though we did have a few mishaps that I won't mention. But anyway, I don't know of anybody that deserves this award more. Record keeping was really one of her strong points as well, and I could find a ear tag number and or any other identification, and she'd figure it out and she'd have it documented. And a lot of the work that we were able to do in Hell's Canyon, which also included clear to the tops of the Wallowas, 10,000 feet to 10,000 feet, and both sides of the river, but it would not have happened had it not been for her. Anyway, congratulations. You deserve it.
So before I have Francis come up and say a few words, on behalf of the Wild Sheep Foundation, we sincerely want to thank Francis for the 25 years of work that she did in Hell's Canyon, for her leadership. She's been the backbone of the Hell's Canyon Initiative, so thank you very much for that. Thank you so much for all your work you did up at Washington State University, your work that you did with Tom Besser on MOVI. Thank you for the numerous co-authorships and authorships that you did on all your publications. Thank you for the data that you put out there so that we now have the risk of contact modeling. I could go on and on, but Frances has done so much, and we truly appreciate all that she's done. It's done so much for bighorn sheep, not only in Oregon, Washington, and Idaho, but west-wide and even beyond that. I mean, even in Canada and Mexico and wherever there are bighorn sheep. So with that, Frances, can you say a few words?
I just want to say that I've worked with amazing people here, some people in this room and many other people, and nothing would have happened without them. And I hope we continue, I look forward to continuing on working together. So thank you so much for this award. I really appreciate it.